All right. So, what had you choose into Women on Fire?
So I've known Amber J for a long time. We met sort of through mutual friends in the media business. I always thought she lived in New York because she was always in New York, maybe 15 years ago. And I always liked her energy and her vitality and her vibe. She's just fun and smart and positive. And I think Amber J reached out to me on social media when I sort of posted that I was going through changes and that I was cooking up new projects and looking for resources for those projects. And we had a conversation about, Women on Fire and what the course offering was and what I could expect. And I was really in need of community, inspiration, accountability. I liked the idea of meeting every week, of sort of being able to create a list of tasks and check those tasks off the list and get coached through the places where I was feeling blocked and stopped. Amber J is very gentle in her coaching, but also can be pointed when something feels like it needs to be addressed. And when I say pointed, I don't mean harsh or anything. I just mean like she will say the thing you need to hear at the time you need to hear it. And I knew that there was a curriculum of books, and I enjoyed the books that we read. I liked being part of this sort of quasi book club part of my coaching process. We read some really great stuff that I really liked, that resonated with me exactly where I was at that moment in life. And I think for me, the notion of knowing that like for the next 6 months, 7 months, I was going to have this structure where I could sort of show up with whatever I was cooking up. We could put some form to it. We could put some accountability against it. We could, that there would be a place for me to say like, yeah, I'm going to do this thing. Okay, well then Amber J would be like, okay, how are we breaking this down week by week, month by month, so that you get to the goals that you want, by when? What's that timeline look like? So I'm task oriented. I like to accomplish things. I get shit done. Through the course of Women on Fire, I launched my podcast, and it really helped me to just to have a place to go where I could sort of think through out loud what the next steps were that I needed to accomplish in order to get to my launch date. I have a million trillion ideas for things that I want to do. Women on Fire helped me prioritize, and I started out with another set of goals about a writing project, which then ultimately didn't end up being the thing that naturally wanted to come first. The podcast wanted to come first, and so the program is fluid enough to accommodate kind of where you are in life as you evolve, right? So I think that was really helpful for me to be like, okay, actually there are these two things, but this one thing feels like the thing I really need to drill down on. And I also use Women on Fire to help me get through, money worries during this time period where, I was used to a direct deposit paycheck for 20 years. And this time has been very different for me in my life. And so it helped to be with Amber J and the group of women and Women on Fire, where the conversation about manifestation, the conversation about being clear about your goals and intentions, creating some ritual in your life around, whether that's saying mantras or, prayer or meditation or whatever your practices are, to use your practices to help support the things that you want to accomplish. And I'm not that woo-woo. I read my horoscope. I do believe in manifestation, but I do think that's more about just the universe responds to clarity and action. But I liked this Amber J's spirit of like whatever works, and let's bring in all the tools, and maybe some will resonate for you and maybe some won't. But for me, the basic structure of like knowing that there was accountability, knowing that there was community, being able to cheer each other on, and to have a place to go every week to really be able to say like, let's all hold each other accountable to the things we say we want in life. That was really meaningful for me and really helpful in a time when I needed structure desperately, and I needed to feel not alone in these big changes that I was making in my life.